Good Tuesday afternoon, and welcome once again to my channel. Today I got a special guest with me. Look at this. Look at here. This is a little cat that has come around our area here, and she is extremely friendly, and she won't sit still for me to focus on her. But yeah, got all sorts of little things coming out of the woods, which are behind me. Actually, this cat, she's rubbing up against me here. Actually, she lives in this pile of, right here. She hides in there, and we've been feeding her, and probably shouldn't, but we are. She's extremely friendly. Give you a shot of her. Hey, look at her. Look at this. Where is she? There she is. There, kitty. It's a good little cat. I'm not a cat guy, but this is a nice little kitty cat. Right, aren't you? Okay, well, she's going to continue to rub on me like crazy. So, on with today's video. And I'll just have to try to ignore the kitty cat at my feet. Although now she's walking away. Apparently she's not, she doesn't like to be on film or video or digital or whatever they call it these days. Yeah, meow. Why don't you go over there and eat? I found some cat food. I was out dumpster diving the other day. And there she goes. That's where she's going. She's going to jump up on the table and eat. We have an old table that sits in the backyard there. I put food on there, and she seems to be eating it. So as long as she's eating, she's fine, because we do have coyotes out here. Yeah, there she is. She's eating now. Huh. Well, spent way more time on the cat than I really wanted to. I didn't intend on spending any time on Miss Kitty Cat, but nonetheless, I have. Now, today's video is quite simple. Once again, I'm going to point out the most idiotic thing that I have heard of to date, and that would be, which of course it's not up there with Ocasio-Cortez and her new Green Deal, which is a joke. This is the deal with the girls in the Boy Scouts. Now, I don't understand where someone would get the idea that if you're a girl that you'd want to be in the Boy Scouts. Now, I was in the Boy Scouts. I started out as a Cub Scout, moved up to a Boy Scout, got kicked out for eating a brownie. It's an old stupid joke, I know. But it just cracks me up that there are actually people who think it's okay for girls to be in the Boy Scouts. Excuse me. Now, I'm wondering, now with this new onset of girls in the Boy Scouts, now I did hear a rumor, I don't know if it's true or not, but I did hear a rumor to the extent that there is a new offshoot of scouting that's emerging called Trail Life. It's basically the Boy Scouts without the bullshit. It teaches the boys how to be boys. Let's face it, you know what? If you're a young boy and you're coming up in this world, you have to be around other boys, and you have to have good role models in men. Just like girls should have their own thing for girls. Girl Scouts, sorry, the hat's off. I just hit the hat. I just took the dogs for a walk, so I'm extremely sweaty here, because it's about, I don't know, 77 degrees here in Florida, and we're looking at some rain coming in. Not a lot, but a little bit. But so it's humid, so it's very humid to walk the dogs. But as I was saying, girls and boys both have to have the same sex mentors. Meaning, like, okay, when I was coming up, I had an uncle who was a biker, so I got a lot of my life's knowledge from a biker's point of view, which is probably kind of why I look the way I do, because this is what I grew up seeing was guys with beards and long hair. I mean, that's what I saw when I was a kid growing up. And Spanish moss. See, that shit falls out of the tree on you. Now, little girls, I have a daughter, a stepdaughter. Been in her life since she was like 6, so she's my kid. But I have always tried to strive to be a good male role model for her so that she knew, don't take crap from guys, because there's a lot of guys out in this world today, especially with her being in college. It scares the shit out of me with her being in college, because there's a bunch of little fucking swinging dicks in college who only know one thing: get between her legs, get what you want, and then forget her. Not every single boy at this college is going to be like that, but a large percentage of them are, and it's normal. Their hormones are out of whack. They don't know how to handle themselves. Well, I'm sure they've done a lot of handling themselves. I'm sure when it comes to sex, they can handle it. Get it? But when it comes to things like specialty clubs for Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Brownies, Cub Scouts, whatever the club may be, if it's a one-gendered club, we need to keep it a one-gendered club. We don't need to be interacting the sexes in these clubs. Simply meaning Boy Scouts are Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts are Girl Scouts. If you're a boy, you're in Boy Scouts. If you're a girl, you're in Girl Scouts. And you know what? And a lot of these idiot, transgendered, moronic pieces of shit are the ones who are ruining it for everybody. Now, I don't give a shit if you have a penis and you identify as a girl, or you have a vagina and you identify as a boy. I don't care. Because if you look like a girl, you're a girl to me. If you look like a boy, you're a boy to me. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to change my views because there's a whole bunch of people screaming, "Oh my God, treat them like the sex they think they are." No, I'm not going to do that. So, back to the Boy Scouts. Now, we got a bunch of girls who, I think it's in Washington, who are starting their own Boy Scout chapter where no boys are allowed. Did you hear that? They're starting their own chapter of the Boy Scouts, but no boys are allowed. Now let that sink in for a minute. This is a direct reflection of how stupid our generations are becoming. Thanks to a large part of this new democratic thinking that we have in this country, where you can do whatever you want, say whatever you want. All you have to do is say, "I'm a Democrat," or "it's racist," or "it's gender phobia," or whatever the terms that they're teaching these kids, especially in these colleges. Now, my daughter's college is a good college, but unfortunately, it's heavily Democratic. Heavily. And that's really sad, because the kids who don't have their heads up their ass 23 hours out of the day, who think normally the way life is supposed to be, are the ones who are paying the price right now, because the little fucking screaming Democrat offspring are in the college going, "I don't want that because it's violation of my rights." Fuck you and fuck your rights. Okay? It's as simple as that. You're in college to do one thing. You're in there to learn. Learn whatever your desired profession later on in life, whatever your college degree is, be it a good college degree such as, a doctor or lawyer or a business major, or be it a bullshit fucking degree like liberal arts, or, you're getting a degree in Elizabethan language. Okay? Whatever you're there for, you're there to learn. You're not there to impose your fucking beliefs and your rights on somebody else. You don't have that right. You do not have that right to tell somebody they have to do something you want to do simply because you're a Democrat and because you believe it's only fair. No, it doesn't work that way. That is not the way our society is. Our society is completely different from that. And the problem is, we allow shit like the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, the girls starting a Boy Scout chapter that's only girls because girls can do whatever boys can do. That is true to an extent. Girls can do most things that men and boys can do. I will give you that. I've always taught my daughter to never accept the defeat on something based on, it's a guy thing. No, if you can do it, you can do it. But let's face it, the natural way that we are built, men are stronger and bigger than most women. Most women. Not all. There are some pretty hefty girls out there that can throw their weight around and are good at it and can do whatever guys can do. It was proven by the Chicago Fire Department. When I lived in Illinois, the Chicago Fire Department held a class to see who could come into the fire department, new recruits. And they had a large percentage of girls show up. And most of them could do everything that the guys could do, except for when it came to the really strenuous stuff, like pulling a body out of the fire, doing that fireman's carry thing where they wrap their arms around and they hold. A lot of them couldn't do that. Understandable. I'm not saying that they're less of persons because they do that. I'm just saying that is their physical limitations. That is what they have. That is what they do. Okay? One other thing that comes to mind that a guy can do that a girl can't do, unless she's really, really talented. We can write our name in the snow. Girls can't do that without getting their legs wet. Unless, of course, they have something down there to help them divert the writing material. That's ridiculous to say and try to even acknowledge that that's a difference. But it's just to point out the stupidity of this world. You know darn well if a bunch of boys got together and said, we're starting a Girl Scout troop, but no girls are allowed, you know the Democrats of the world would have their little fucking balls and heads on a silver platter wanting them killed, hung up, quarter-strung, shot, jailed because they were unfair. But because it was a bunch of Democratic-thinking little goddamn women that thought, well, they can do it, we can do it, it's okay. See, that's the problem with this world today, is all you have to do is identify as a Democrat, transgendered, female, or anything else in the long list of buzz titles that we have in this world today, and you can do shit that the normal society who doesn't have their head up their ass goes, what the fuck? No, you don't do that. But because you have that title in front of your proposal or your whatever you're trying to succeed at doing, it's okay then. It's just like the other day, me and my wife were driving down the road and we saw a car going down the road here in Florida, and in big bold letters on the back of the car it said, yes, I'm gay. Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares what your sexual preference is driving down the highway? I don't care. I don't care what you do in your bedroom and who you do it with. If I don't like what you're doing, don't invite me to videotape. It's a joke. Unless the pay's good. If you pay me really well, I'd come in and videotape your little tryst for you. But anyway, now this was to me this is a classic example of someone who is looking for a confrontation. Someone who wants the people around them to say, hey, why do you have to do that? So they can jump on their goddamn soapbox for whatever their fucking religious beliefs, sexual beliefs, political beliefs are, and start lecturing. That's what they want to do. When you openly advertise going down the road, oh yeah, and also the car had a shitload of pro-gay stuff on it. Again, I don't care. I don't care if I have gay friends, I have straight friends, I have Democratic friends, I have independent friends, I have friends of all walks that I deal with. All different styles that I deal with. And I don't care. I don't care what you do. It doesn't matter to me. But when you start fucking with 100-year-old clubs, such as the Boy Scouts, I almost said the Boy Scouts. I don't know why I did that, but when you start to get into that realm of it, that's when you're being ridiculous. Don't screw with the shit that has been in this nation of ours for years and decades. The Boy Scouts have been around for what, 100+ years, I think it is? Nobody's ever had a problem. All of a sudden, you got these little, I think it was 2 or 3, these little fat, ugly chicks in Washington that all of a sudden decided, I guess because the boys weren't paying attention to them, that they were going to, become Boy Scouts without the boy part, but they're girls, and they dress like Boy Scouts, but they're girls, and they don't want to do Boy Scout things, but they want to do girl things, but they're Boy Scouts, but they're girls. I mean, god damn, this is like listening to, what's her name, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez talk. I mean, it's just as confusing. I mean, listen to her. And and by matter of fact, I do believe that I read that she is in favor of this because it's breaking stereotypes. It's breaking stereotypes, and we have to break those stereotypes. Oh my God, do we have to break them? They are so mean and so nasty. How dare you have boys in the Boy Scouts? How come nobody has come out against Girl Scouts? How come nobody has come out and said, I want my son to be a Girl Scout? You know why? Because there's not a boy out there in this world at that age, 10 to 14 years of age, who wants to openly come out and say, yeah, I want to be a Girl Scout. Because the reality of it is simply this. He knows he's going to get harassed for it by his fellow peers in school. No kid wants this. The only kids that want shit like this are the kids who have the democratic thinking parents who tell them, it's up to you to straighten this out. You need to be the new leader of our generation. No, you're not the new leader of anything. You're the new poster child for ridicule. Leave shit alone. Let it be. Don't come. Am I going to start calling my dogs cats? The little cat that you saw at the beginning of the video, I might have to call that a dog, or is that going to be identified as a dog cat American? We put too many labels on things, and we try to break the stereotypes of said labels. We put more energy. Let me rephrase that. The Democrats put more energy and more time into busting up America and the way we are than what they actually do in helping the country. I mean, you have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or she's known as AOC, her new Green Deal, where we're supposed to tear down all existing buildings. Every building, we're supposed to tear them down and rebuild them so that they are solar powered only. Cuckoo. Well, thank God, since then, some members of the Democratic Party have actually started to wake up, and they told her to get rid of that thing off your website. Your pie in the sky deal is ridiculous. Just like girls in the Boy Scouts is absolutely fucking ridiculous. It is stupid beyond stupid. Now, the little wenches that I saw on the story, I mean, I'm going to just tell you exactly what it is. They're little fat girls and they're little ugly girls, okay? And I know, oh God, oh my God, did he just say that? Yeah, I did, because you know what? It's the goddamn truth. It's the truth. And they're doing this, and you know what? I bet you their club doesn't even last a year before it disbands and they get their, mommy and daddy Democrat, push them onto something else to fight for. These are the same girls that are going to grow up screaming, free health care, free jobs, free everything, free housing, free college, no student loans. They're the same ones. That's what they're going to be doing down the road from now if they're lucky enough to get into college, if they have more than a fucking 3.0 GPA average. which they probably won't, based on what they're doing now. And really, how much of this is being brought on by their parents? How much is being brought on by their parents, that their parents are saying to them, you don't have to settle for the stereotypes of the world. You break free from that, little girl. You do your own thing. My daughter was in a thing called Police Explorers. She was there for 4 years. She was the only girl for a majority of the time, and she was the only girl who was in Explorers who was actually there to learn from the experience. They had other little girls come in there periodically. One I remember just was there to see cute boys. Oh, look at, and then who worried so much about her hair every time she's doing calisthenics. Oh, my hair's getting messed up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You're not there for a fashion show, baby. You're there for learning. You're not there because you're a girl and you want to be in a boy's world. You're there to learn a valuable skill in life, which, thank God, my daughter took away from Explorers a large learning experience. And she's utilizing that today. At least I hope to God she is. She also left there as she started as a private. She ended up a sergeant, and then she left the program as a lieutenant. I believe she was one of the second highest ranking females in Explorers for her Illinois chapter in Northern Illinois. And she was the most organized one. Yeah, I'm biased because it's my kid. Yeah, I know. So don't sit there staring at your screen going, oh, listen to you, your kid's so fucking perfect. No, she's not perfect. She can be a little brat, she can be egotistical, she can be a little snotbag, she can be a pain in the ass. But she's my kid and she learns. And she learns well. And she's smart because she has her head outside of her outside of her ass, and she sees what life is about. She knows, because me and her mother have taught her, even though there's people in this world who are going to tell you, you can't do this, you can do that. But there are limitations and there are consequences for everything you do. Now these little chunk monsters who are becoming Boy Scouts because whatever their little fucked up head is reasoning for them to do this, they don't realize, but they are opening themselves up for a large community backlash. It's going to happen, and you know it's going to happen, because that's what we do in America. We have the right, we have the left, and they will always be at war with each other no matter what the subject is. This is one of those subjects that's going to bring out a lot of people. It's going to kill off the Boy Scouts because, you know, the Boy Scouts has had kind of a checkered past when they were allowing gay scoutmasters to go on overnights with them. Yay, that sounds like fun. Oh, Scoutmaster Johnson wants me to sleep in his sleeping bag tonight. Yay! Yeah, he wants to teach you snake safety inside of a sleeping bag. Okay, that's just wrong. But I think it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous and repulsive that these little chunk monsters in Washington want to buck the system so bad that they're going to make national headlines doing it. And they're only doing it because somebody is behind them, instructing them to do what they're doing. And with that being said, I'm done. I went further and a lot longer than I wanted to go. I only wanted to make this 10 minutes, and I'm already coming up to 24. Because by my own statistics on my channel, nobody watches past 7 minutes. So all this after 7 minutes, I'm sure was just me talking to myself. And that's fine with me, because that's what I started this channel for, was to get shit off my chest the best I could and to have the most adverse audience I could. Now, one last thing. If you don't like what I said, leave a comment. You don't have to hit the like button. I wish you would. But if you liked what I said and you agree with what I said, hit the subscribe button, please. Oh, excuse me. Things in Florida fly in your mouth when you're standing outside. But if you like it, hit the like button. If you liked it, really, really liked it, hit the subscribe button. It would be really nice. I would appreciate it. And I will see you again the next time I make one of my videos where it's me ranting and raving in my backyard of Florida. Until then, have a great Tuesday, and see you again on the next one. Bye now.